Hello, this is Candy from eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and I've been getting requests for more planner videos, but also for some more Bible review videos. I do plan on doing a review of the Dake Annotated Reference Bible soon, but for now I wanted to give an update on my planner. So I am still enjoying Planner Peace with the Daytime Planner. However, I did switch the binder out, which I mentioned in my previous video that I may eventually do. However, I switched over to a Malibu, which is kind of funny because in my previous video I mentioned how I didn't like all the pockets and stuff in the inside cover of the Malibu. Well, I thought it was going to make the cover all puffy, like a few Franklin Covey binders that I have. Their pockets, at least in the few I have, are puffy on the inner cover, and I didn't like that. The pockets, the zipper pocket and everything lays flat on the inside of the Malibu cover, so I checked it out, liked it, and switched on over. This color is a little hard to translate on video. It looks very blue in video, which is pretty, but the color in real life, if you were to see it, is a gorgeous shade of teal. Alright, so it's very, very pretty. I really like the buckle on the front a lot. It's non-functional, it's just decorative. The enclosure is a magnetic snap, which works good. It holds on fabulously. I prefer snaps or magnetic snaps to just flat magnets because this holds it closed, and I got a lot in here and it works. The buckle also holds the strap down and out of the way, so that's handy. Alright, going inside, those pockets I told you about, how I got them organized. The back pocket here, I've got a little plastic pouch full of various stickers that I don't use too often, along with a few papers that I just throw in there. It needs to be taken care of here and there. The zipper is a little bit of papers that I keep track on, and my black notebook where I keep my math equations and formulas and all that fun stuff. I wish this zipper was down unzipped and zipped and up zipped up, but it's not. The reason being is if I zip this all the way down closed, then the zipper, this part here, hangs out of my planner. And that's not a big deal, probably wouldn't bother most people, but it distracts me and it gets my attention and it bothers me. I don't like things hanging out of my planner, so I just don't zip this all the way closed. That guarantees this can't be dangling out of my planner and distracting me. Alright, and then the credit card slots. Up here, my Avery labels. Here's some cards for the gym. That's a Hibbett Sports coupon I got in the mail, paperclip. And we got some labeled flags, some heart stickers, and these are some journaling cards. And this is a journaling card too that I just trimmed down and put in here just for some pretty polka dots to show through. But this one isn't functional except for decorative. Now these journaling cards, on the backs I wrote down my contact information. Like, you know, my name, email address, websites, and all of that, so that when I meet people and we want to exchange contact information, instead of us reaching around trying to find a piece of paper and a pen and scribbling it down, I can just grab out a journaling card, and they have different backs on them, and then hand them a pretty cardstock card that already has my info written on it. Okay, I still have my same inspiration page, laminated, double-sided scrapbook paper with the poem, "Do the Next Thing" by Anonymous. And I just stuck a sticker there, says important. And I still got my dashboard. Some of the things are going to need to be refilled on it. I use stickies quite a bit. So my dashboard, very crucial. Alright, and in this zip pocket, I have some large and small journaling cards. I really, really like the Daytimer zip pockets because we got this little zipping mechanism here. As to where I noticed, at least with the Franklin Coveys I've got, their pockets are like a Ziploc bag type of enclosure. And this one's got this little zippy mechanism here. Very handy. It does not add a whole lot of bulk. It's not really a problem, so that's nice. Alright, and then this is my Guide the House scriptures that I've shown you on previous videos. If you want to read these scriptures, of course, go ahead and pause and read away if you can see them. And then this is the Prairie Muffin Manifesto. I got it from buriedtreasurebooks.com years ago. I don't think it's up anymore. You'd probably have to search archives. Maybe go to archive.org and see if you can find buriedtreasurebooks.com there. And I printed it off my computers. I have it saved in my computer. I printed it off my computer in booklet format so that my printer printed it as a booklet. And then instead of stapling the booklet or cutting the papers, I left it in booklet format, hole punched it, and popped it in. See, isn't that awesome? So I find now when I want to put articles in my binder here, since this is A5 equivalent size, which is basically a half sheet of paper, I just print out the articles in booklet format, hole punch them, and stick them in the rings. Alright, over here I got this covered up. This is a personal family photo. On the other side, a wedding photo. My husband and I are celebrating our 18th wedding anniversary this month. Pretty exciting. Alright, here is this scratch paper. It's for writing down grocery list, brain dump, notes on projects I might be working on, chicken scratch. Alright, my first homemade divider is home. And I got a sticky note of hairstyle ideas over here, which I discussed in more detail in my last video. And over here, this is an idea I've seen several people do in planner videos on YouTube, a neat way to use the business card holder. So I'm giving this a try. This was really fun to put together. Alright, so you basically put in your daily routines or lists or things you want to track or whatever on like journaling cards that you trim down to size, and then you just write them on the cards and you stick them in the business card holder. So I have here my morning routine, my afternoon routine, my evening and night routine, my daily chores, and more of my daily chores, and breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, and supper ideas. Now, these things are just quickly written down, not a lot of detail. For more detail on all of these, my master page goes into the detail. And then my master page also includes my cleaning projects, which these don't. These just have my daily chores, not my cleaning projects. And then the back of my master page is still my bill tracker. And remember, this is laminated, so I just write on it in dry erase marker and then erase it, just to track what bills need to be paid with what check and when they've been paid, how much money is left, and all of that. This is my children's chores page, which I need to update, and I want to reconfigure the tables or just get rid of the tables because I don't like how it's printing out. So I just have a sticky note here detailing how I want to update this. Then I got my master grocery list. And then I got my recipes. And then after recipes, I have some blank note paper for writing in more recipes, should I desire to do so. And then I got my homemade pocket that I made with vellum paper and my laminator. And inside are bills. So I got this here for privacy. Same over here. This is here for privacy because as you can see, my pocket is see-through, which I like because then I can see what's all in it and it reminds me. And then of course my bill tracker tells me when to pay the bills. Alright, next tab section is school. Excuse me if I sound a bit off or congested. I am once again going off of caffeine, and I'm about a week in of caffeine withdrawals, so it's getting better. Okay, so school tab. And this hasn't changed. I still got our homeschool curriculum, our homeschool schedule, the children's reading list, the children's copywork assignments. Notes. This has changed a bit. I still got my table of contents and numbered pages. Alright, and then after the numbered pages, I got a printout of the state's homeschool laws, and I've also got several articles printed out in booklet form in here that I reference. So, that's notes. Alright, now I didn't start using these daytimer inserts until the end of October. So October, November, December, I'm using the Mom Planner inserts. And like I said, I didn't even start using this till the end of October. So I took over all of the weekly inserts for October. But here was the October month. And then it brings us to November. I have a sticky over this because this is a page of private information for my husband's work for the month of November that I need to keep. And here's my November calendar. I have a journaling card here with notes and a sticky on it for a project that I'm working on that's a bit intense for me. So I just have some motivational, helpful things here. You know, relax, there is a plan. God will make sure everything is okay. He is in control, trust Him. And yeah, it's a project. It's kind of a little bit stressful, but it's something that got to take care of and get out of the way and handle. So there we go. Alright, and then there's the other half. I got a heart right there for my husband's and my 18th wedding anniversary. And then here's where I first started using the Mom Planner inserts. Friday and Saturday were the end of November. And then Sunday was the beginning of October. Then I started getting a little bit decoraty. I just wanted a bit of color. So this was the next week. And here is the current week in November. Alright. Now you notice my master page isn't in here anymore because I moved it to home with my business card page that I'm using. Alright. And I might move my master page back. It might go in between, I don't know. But it's kind of fun to see the whole thing again. So here's today. What I'm trying for today is having this in 3 sections instead of just 2 sections that I was doing. So I got my top 3 priorities, my to-dos, and then meals. So oatmeal, tomato soup, split peas, and biscuits. We're having a meatless day, which we do. We don't eat meat every single day. And we wanted something light and simple today because yesterday was pretty heavy. Okay, so and I just write the main dishes for each meal. I don't write out the sides, like, you know, oatmeal, we always have fresh fruit as a side with breakfast. Tomato soup, well, with lunch, we always have fresh fruit and fresh vegetables as sides. And then the split peas and biscuits, there's no sides there. It is split peas and biscuits. So, and then here's what blank Mom Planner pages look like. And then in my previous video, I gave you a tour of the Flavia pages by Daytimer that I will be using for 2016. I can't wait to get into these because they are just incredibly adorable. I mean, they're gorgeous, really cute. Alright, and then after all the planner inserts, we come to the back page. I got a notepad. It is punched. Came with this planner. Came with this binder here. And then this is just some cardstock where I put on some washi tape. That way if I'm on a vacation or whatnot, or I'm not at home and I need a bit of washi tape, I can just grab some off of this. This is my jumbo paper clip, which does get used from time to time when I'm out and about and I need to hold on to receipts or coupons or paperwork. Then I can just paper clip them to this or stick them in some of the front pockets, whichever is quick, easy, convenient, depending on what the paper is. Alright, now, this comes with 2 pen loops, one in the back and one in the front. Alright, so in my front pen loop, I've got my main pen, which is my Sharpie pen. I love this because I do most of my planning laying in bed, and I can write upside down or vertical. It doesn't have to be down on a flat surface, and that's fabulous. And then here is my Zebra ballpoint pen, because sometimes when you're out and about, if you're filling out forms or you're writing a check, you need to use a ballpoint pen. Alright, so in the ballpoint pen, I just have clipped on the side here. And these pen loops are huge and they're leather, so they're not all stretchy, they're not elastic. So you just got to be careful how you store your stuff in them so they don't fall out. So for my Sharpie pen, it's in here, and then I also have it clipped here. See, and then this holds on by the clip. And then now both pens stay in there securely just fine. All right, in the back, I have my dry erase marker and a Sharpie permanent marker. I don't use Sharpie permanent markers all the time, or very often. However, there's been several times just in the past few months when I was out and we needed a permanent Sharpie marker. So now I just stick it in my planner. We always have one, and I just put in black. All right, and then my dry erase marker. This one was a problem. Now you see with my Sharpie, I just have it clipped here on the side of the pen loop. Well, my dry erase marker didn't come with a clip on its cap, and this would fall out if I was walking through the grocery store, for example, and I happened to be carrying my planner upside down because I grabbed it really quick. Ding, this would just slide out. So I would try pushing this deeper in so that instead of the skinny part being in, the fatter part was in, but it would still work its way up. So what I did was I just rubber band a paper clip onto the front. And as you saw, it was paper clipped. The paper clip works as a pen clip. Ta-da! And it holds it in wonderfully. So if you have a beloved pen or a marker that you want to keep in these really big pen loops, but it doesn't have one of these clippy thingies on its lid, then a rubber band and a paper clip, ta-da! And it does not interfere with my lid. Still works out great. So yeah, I am absolutely loving my Daytimer Malibu. It is fabulous. Will I eventually switch to a different planner binder? I'll probably get a few here and there if I see some at Goodwill or eBay or whatnot that I really like, just to switch back and forth. But I am very satisfied with this. I love the color. I think the buckle is adorable. I also like how we go out to corners instead of them being rounded, because a lot of the planners I look at, the corners are rounded, which is nice and normally desirable. But since most planners I see the corners are rounded, having pointed corners on the covers just looks very nice. All right, this is my first floppy planner I've ever had. See, it's not too terribly structured. It's kind of floppy and bendy. And it's nice. However, with that kind of planner, make sure you don't store bulky things or washi tape rolls or anything bulky in here, else this is going to bump up because it's not a very structured planner. Once I got the hang of the floppiness and how to load the pockets, this just became pretty much the perfect planner binder. So that's my current Daytimer setup and update. I am loving Daytimer stuff. There's also a lot of Franklin Covey stuff that I like too. There is a Franklin Covey planner that I'm keeping my eye out for, and that is the classic size Boston in green. And make sure, and I need to make sure it's for the ring bound, not spiral. At a good deal in good condition. So I'm not in any hurry, but I am looking for that. So if you have an eBay auction up of a classic green Boston for the loose leaf, I may check it out if the price is right and if the time is right and the budget says I can get it. So other than that, the rings on here are 1 inch. 1 inch is definitely going to be my minimum. You can see we're coming over the middle of the ring here. But I could still take things in and out and things still move around easily. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my Daytimer Malibu.